Welcome to the deep dive. You know, there's just this constant flood of new information out there. It's tough to keep up, especially in critical fields like medicine. So that's what we do here. We give you that shortcut. Today, we're diving into a really crucial area, sarcopenia and orthopedic surgery. We're going to break down a recent, pretty powerful bibliometric analysis, our goal, to really pull out the research trends and future directions that matter most.
Yeah, and just quickly, for anyone wondering, a bibliometric analysis, it's basically like using data to map out the entire research field on a topic. It shows you where the focus is, who's doing the work, and importantly, where it seems to be going next, kind of like a research radar.
Exactly. So our mission today is simple. Distill the key insights from this global study. Give you what you need to know, fast. Okay, let's start with the basics then. Sarcopenia, what is it? Simply put, it's a syndrome. It's progressive. Think low muscle strength, reduced muscle mass, and less physical capability. It tends to get worse as people age, impacting their ability to function day to day.
Right. And that's precisely why it's so incredibly important for orthopedic surgery. It really hits functional independence hard. Quality of life, too, even long-term survival. We see strong links, between sarcopenia and major orthopedic issues, things like osteoporosis, fractures, even outcomes after joint replacement surgery or arthroplasty. Understanding it better can genuinely speed up patient recovery after surgery.
It makes complete sense then that research in this area is just, well, exploding. This analysis covered 20 years, 2003 to 2023.
Yeah.
Over 1,800 documents,
Oh,
almost 8,600 researchers, 77 countries. It's massive. But here's the really striking part. Publications increased 21.1 times between 2003 and 2022.
wow.
That's not just a number, right? That signals huge global interest. The medical world clearly sees this as critical.
Absolutely. That surge really underlines its growing importance. And the analysis pinpointed key players, too. The U.S., for instance, leads in the sheer volume of publications and how often they're cited. Institutionally, the University of Melbourne came out as most productive. And the core journal, the main hub for this research, Osteoporosis International. And the most influential author cited was Cawthon PM.
Okay, so with all this global effort, where are the real breakthroughs happening? What are the research hotspots this analysis found? It seems they fall into four main clusters, four big areas. First, understanding who gets sarcopenia and why that's epidemiology and pathophysiology. Then looking at its clinical impacts, how we manage it, and its effect on physical function.
Yeah, and the key words really tell that story. Things like sarcopenia itself, obviously, but also body composition, muscle strength, hip fracture, and sadly, mortality. What's quite fascinating, though, is how the focus has shifted over those 20 years. If you look before about 2017, the buzzwords were more around injury and BMI. But more recently, the trend is clearly towards things like consensus, trying to agree on definitions, treatment strategies, and clinical outcomes. And you also see these emerging themes becoming really prominent. Elderly or aging, frailty, and specifically muscle strength, often measured using hand grip strength.
That practical measurement piece is key, isn't it? Like having actual numbers. One really significant finding highlighted was the impact of the FNIH Sarcopenia Project. It helped establish some much-needed diagnostic criteria, giving clinicians solid grip strength numbers to work with, like less than 26 kilograms for men, less than 16 for women. Makes it more concrete.
It does, but it's also important to mention achieving a truly consistent global consensus on exactly how we define sarcopenia as a clinical condition. Well, that's still a bit of an ongoing challenge, something researchers are actively working on.
Right, that definition piece is still evolving. But what about treatments? What works? The good news is exercise and nutritional strategies are proven winners. They consistently show benefits. And here's something I found really interesting from the analysis. Adding nutritional support to exercise. It actually had a bigger impact on improving hand grip strength than just exercise by itself.
That's a great point. It really highlights that a holistic approach is often needed. It's not just one thing. And if we kind of connect this to the bigger picture where research might go next, it seems very likely we'll see more work delving into the molecular details like muscle-bone crosstalk, how do these tissues actually talk to each other, and also developing more comprehensive multidisciplinary ways to manage elderly sarcopenic patients, especially within orthopedics, team approaches.
So wrapping this up, what's the main takeaway for you listening? It's that we're seeing really rapid progress. Our understanding of how crucial sarcopenia is for orthopedic health and just for aging well is growing fast.
Yeah, this deep dive really shows us not just where we are now, but how dynamic this field of science is. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. Consider how all these ongoing efforts to define, diagnose, manage sarcopenia could genuinely change lives for older adults needing orthopedic care, and perhaps reflect on how this knowledge might influence your own thinking about healthy aging and just how important maintaining muscle health is, really, throughout life.